Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I've revisited my collapsible box card or collapsible pillar card. I made this about a year ago. I'll share the tutorial up there because I think it's a 6x6 size and it's a space theme and it's using acetate for all of the tiers. So if you like the sound of that and you've not seen it, check that one out because you could take the design of that and use it on this size. So this is the same, but it's slightly bigger. When this one folds down, it will fit in a 7x7 envelope, and I've used cardstock for the tiers instead of acetate. So when I say collapsible, you'll see it's got this clever fold here. So you've got like arrows, 2 arrows here and then 2 arrows here, and the whole thing collapses down. So rather than having to push it all off to one side, like your pillar cards, your bridge fold cards, your box cards, this one you just squash straight down and then it will just pop back up. You can straighten it right up if you want. So you can then, so this is then like, if I fold it like that and then bring it back up, you'll see you get more of that box kind of shape. But I like the collapsible look and the way that that all pops up. I just bring it up, you can see all of that detail. I talk you through all the steps. I've used this lovely glitter. So you got that snow and these very, very cute bears. They are just so adorable. You got lots of space on the back there to be able to stamp and write your message. And like I said, it all folds flat and that will fit in. Let me just double check. It was 7x7. Yeah, 7x7. And I've got box envelopes for those as well. So you can make bouncy envelope, box envelope, or a normal envelope. And I'll share all of those tutorials up there as well. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. Okay, so you're going to want to cut yourself 4 pieces. You might want more, but I'm using 4 that are 11.5 by 7. And along the 11.5 side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1, 2, 2.5, and then 9, 9.5, 10.5, and 11. Okay, do that on all of them. Next I want to start stamping all my images. So the ones that I want to use on the front are these here. So the one with his arms up, the one with all the presents, the one with the tree, and another one with the scarf and his arms up there. So this is the Dare to Bear. It's very cute, from Adventures in Ink. So if you're using vellum like my original one, it's easy for you to see where you're going to place everything. You just need to think, because we're using the cardstock, you can't see through them yet until we've trimmed it all down. So I think I'm going to go for, I'm going to start from the back first. So I'm going to have him with his arms up in the air. So I'm going to bring him as far up to the top as possible because I'm actually going to be cutting. In fact, I need to cut around him. So across from here, all around him, back down here, and then all the way along. So he's good. Then I think I'm going to have the one with all the presents on the next one down. So I now, if you keep using this piece for a minute, so imagine this is the tier, but he's going to end up sitting in this space, empty space here, but he's going to be slightly further down. So that positioning is about there on this tier. I can just kind of hover it over and see that's where I want it to be. So that looks good. So I'm keeping them all on the card so I know exactly where they need to be. Then the next one, I want something that's going to kind of be in this space. And I'm going to go for the other one with his arms up. And he's going to be about there. Yeah, that looks good to me. You can always add more to this as well. These are just going to be stamped and I'm going to cut around them. The other option to do is just trim them, all these pieces. When I do that, I'll give you the measurements. And you can stamp and colour and cut all these separate and just stick them on. But there is something quite nice about having it all attached to the same piece of card. And then the last one is going to be, mind you though, he's quite cute there, isn't he? Maybe I'll change that because then they're not two with their arms up kind of in the same side. So maybe we'll have the tree, the Christmas tree one there instead. And then he can be down here. So you just kind of, you can see that's going to sit perfectly there. He's going to sit nicely on that side. Him over that one, he's going to be right below him. So there's plenty of space. So I think that's going to work nicely, and then I can stamp my sentiment here, but I'm going to do that once these are all done and coloured and cut out, and then I can add that in later. So plan out where you want everything. If you're still a little bit confused with this stage, just wait until I start cutting into these, and then I can just explain to you those measurements, and you can just go straight to that part, cut them all, and like I said, just stamp and colour or use die cuts, whatever you might be doing, and just stick them onto these pieces rather than cut it all out of the same piece of card. So I've stamped and coloured and cut them, and then I realised I was going to show you how to cut them. So I've just got into this and thought, oh no, better stop. So it's up to you where you come in and start cutting, but I've done mine towards the bottom of all the images. You'll see this one here, it's in line with the bottom, the presents there, and the same. Well, that one's a little bit higher up, but I wanted space to write my sentiment there. So for this one here, I just want to come in towards the bottom of his feet there. So I've just cut straight across, and then I've just started to cut around. And I'm just going to follow that all the way around the image. So whatever it is that you've got here, if you're doing it this way and you want to come back down to the same height there. And then you could now just cut straight across if you wanted to, but I just want to continue that kind of snowy mountain look. So I'm going to come up, and then I want to come back down to that same height here. So I'm just eyeballing this, but if you want to get your ruler and make sure it's exact, you can do, and cut right off. So now I've got my last here. So now when I sit these all on top of each other, make sure the bottoms are all lined up, you see we've got a cute little scene coming together there. I think it's a really fun card style. So now, like I said, if you don't want to stamp them and cut around them like I have, you just need to decide what height you want your tiers to be. And I've done lots of these tiered kind of pop-up cards, box cards and things like that. So I'll put them all, these similar kind of cards, into one playlist. I'll link it up here, and then you can revert to that and just maybe get a bit more of an idea on how you want yours to be laid out. If you want it as close to what I've got here, then this bottom one, including the arch there, you're looking at 1 3/4. Then this one, the highest point is 2.5. This one here is 4, and then this one here is 4.5. Okay, so that's where I am with mine. And then you could just stamp and colour and cut these images separately and just stick them directly on. Now what we want to do is make the kind of pillars on each side of these to then attach them all together. So I'm just going to take my quick grab glue, and you want to fold all of these score lines so they're all mountain folds, and it's going to come right around and it's going to form this little rectangle. So you want to add your glue, so add your glue to the end tab, and if you fold those two over and then fold the whole thing over. So now on the front here, you've got the 1 inch section and the 1/2 inch. And then the 2 other 1/2 inch pieces are behind. So now when you bring that up, you've got a perfectly shaped rectangle. So it should even hold itself up like so. I'll show you again on the next one. So again, glue on the very outer panel. Fold the 2 over. So you've got the 1/2 inch and the 1/2 inch, and then all of that over. Again, you can see there mine completely hides behind that shape. Fold it back each way. Now this side's a little bit low, and I can actually see I could do with being a bit straighter there. So I'm just going to come in and just line that up. There we go. Just do a test, bring it all around and just make sure, yeah, that's all hidden. So again, add your glue. Like so, fold those 2 over, and then the whole piece. Now you can sit this one over the top, and you can see that lovely dimensional scene that we've got coming together. So I'm going to repeat that on these 2. If you've got any sentiments, any other decoration and things you want to do all of that now. I'm going to add some glitter along all of this as well. So I'm going to do all of that before we put it all together. Okay, so there are all my different tiers. You can see how they all look layered up. Now, you may want to just stick yours down like this and keep it as it is. You've got the space on the back there to write your message. But I want to add another panel that's going to stick behind here so that I have all that space to write my message. And I just want to create one more rolling hill. So I've cut this piece to 5.5. Everybody, again, yours is going to vary. You want the width to be the width of the card, which is 6.5, okay, when it's open. But when I was laying my ruler down next to it here, when I came up to 5.5, I thought by the time I cut into it, it's going to bring it more down to 5. I thought that was quite a nice height to have behind there. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to come right around because I want quite a nice curve coming into it, and then just bring that right around like so. So now when I pop that one behind, I think it just finishes it off, just finishes that seam. There we go. I prefer that. So it's optional. It looks nice without, but I just thought it looked quite cool to have that at the back. So to stick it all down, we'll start with the back panel, and then I'm going to add the glue on the edges. Obviously, if you use alcohol markers, it does tend to bleed through the cardstock. If that's something you don't like, then use coloured pencils. It doesn't bother me. I'm not worried. Plus, it's a handmade card, so it's just kind of what happens. So I'm just adding my glue. I've just got my glue on the backs there, and I'm just lining this one up with that panel like so. And just make sure it's all nice and straight and even on the bottom. It should stand up nicely on its own there. And if you just fold it off to one side, you can apply a bit more pressure, and then again back to the other side. And that way you know it's all going to fit in your envelope then as well. And then I'm going to take the next one, and again with my glue, and then just line this one up. I'd always make sure the base is completely flush with the bottom, because that, you know, is how the card's going to stand. If that's slightly out, then it's going to rock and possibly topple over. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly get these two stuck down, and then I can push it down and just secure it a bit better. So now I'm just going to push that all down off to one side. So you can have it like that and pop it in the envelope, and then again off to that side just to ensure it's all stuck down. But to get the collapsible effect, I'm going to have the back one will fold down to the left, and then this one will go down to the right, this one again to the left, and this one to the right. Now when that folds down, it will fit in a 7x7 envelope. Okay, so a slightly different size, but it gives it that, I think, quite fun shape. You can see when it's like, if I just show you on that angle, can you see you've got 2 arrows, and then again down here, and then it's really easy for you to just bring that back up or keep it in that shape if they want. It's up to you. Like I say, if you go that way, you're going to make your envelope bigger. The envelope this way will be, so it'll be 7 by 8.5, which you can still make. You can make a custom envelope, and I do have envelope tutorials all here. DIY ones, box ones, I've got pretty much everything there in terms of envelopes. But I'm going to keep it as that collapsible style, which is just how I did the original one, which was the space theme. Okay, so all that's left to do now is add my glitter. So I've got this glamour dust. It's just a very, very fine crystal glitter, sprinkle on glitter. And I'm going to run glue just randomly, really, just all over. And I'm just going to dump the glitter over and then tap that all off. And then I'm going to add some of my accent glaze on like their cheeks, maybe his hat, and a few other areas. There's a bit of shine on there as well. So there is the finished card. So everything is dry. You can see that gorgeous glitter when it catches the light. So I've just done it across all of the brow of like the little hills, and then I just, you know, randomly place the glue, and then, yeah, like I said, that glitter is gorgeous. If you want a real nice snow effect, I'll have it linked below the video. And then you can see I've added that shine on the present there, on his cheeks, the star on his jumper. I just think it's so cute. And like I said, it all folds down, all ready to go in my envelope. So I hope you've enjoyed this cute little tutorial from me today. I will have some more of these tutorials coming up now. So I have the space theme one, and I'll have another like boxy kind of tiered card as well that I've mentioned. If you've enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, because it does really help the channel out. And if you're not subscribed, so many people don't realise that they're not actually subscribed. I come up in a lot of their suggested kind of videos because you've watched maybe once and then it comes up again and you watch again, but some people aren't subscribed. So just have a little look, and if you do want to subscribe, it really does help. So click the subscribe button and click the notification bell, and that way you won't miss out on any future videos. As always, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.